I wanted to give a little explanation and a review of the math that we did in class on Thursday.
So we're going to start out with something very easy just to be able to set up our bars so we can show our parts and wholes. So 7 and 4. In an addition problems show you the two parts that make up your whole. So now we show our whole. We've got this whole thing. Now we don't know what the number is yet, even if you already know it. Let's just work through. We don't know what the whole represents, but we know that it's split into two parts, and we know that one of the parts is 4, and we know the other part is 7. Now this one is pretty easy. You should be able to look at it and tell that the answer is 11. So this one shows you that the whole is 11, your two parts. So now our last problem, it had the two parts, and you were trying to solve it to figure out what the whole was. Well, in a problem like this where you're missing one of the parts, then you need to flip it around a little, and we're going to use our bar to illustrate this. Okay, so we have our bar. Now, in this situation, we know we are given what the whole is. The whole is 19. What else do we know? Well, we know that this 5 represents one of the parts, because in an addition problem, it's part plus part equals a whole. So we know one of the parts is what? 5. Now what don't we know? We don't know that second part. Now if there is one of the parts missing in an addition problem, we need to flip it around and make a subtraction problem out of it. And I'm going to show you how to do this. You're going to take the whole. In a subtraction problem, the whole is going to be your minuend, using one of those words from our spelling list. And then we need to subtract from it what? Well, we only know one more piece of information. We know that this part right here is 5. So in order to find out the answer, you need to take the whole and take the part away that you know. And what is 19 minus 5? 14. So in an addition problem, they're set up always where it's part and part equals the whole. Subtraction problems don't work like that. Subtraction problems, your whole comes first. That's before you've taken anything away from it, so it's the whole part, the whole thing. And then what you're taking away from it is one of the parts. So what you have left is the other part. And in this situation, the other part that we didn't know is 14. So you're using these same numbers. We talked about fact families. And so these numbers can be used in different types of equations and all be correct. You could say 14 plus 5 equals 19. You could say 19 minus 14 is 5. And all of that is correct. You're using those fact families. Okay, so we'll look at one more. 12 minus 9. Now this is a subtraction problem. If you remember, the subtraction problem has the whole number, the whole thing, as its first part. So your whole is going to be 12. You know that one of the parts that you're taking away from it is 9. And you are solving it to figure out the last part. Your answer is 3. You can check this by saying, do my parts equal my whole? Does 9 and 3 equal 12? Yes, it does. So we did that correctly. So I hope that helps to kind of explain and help you to remember the concept that we talked about in class on Thursday.